Alright, we're past Hollow Knight, and we've decided to give Pillars of Eternity 2 a go. So let's get into this. A CRPG, a successful one, as far as the critics tell me. And the sales. They've just released their turn-based mode in their 5.0 version, so I think I'm going to give this one a go. I kind of prefer the older, purely turn-based stuff rather than real-time with pause. What do we want here? Probably not relaxed. Classic difficulty is for people who want Deadfire's standard combat challenge. I might try Veteran. Veteran difficulty is for players who need more enemies and more aggressive enemy tactics to feel challenged. Hey, what's going on, Eddie? He's a real one. Bareth's Blessing is an optional feature that lets you unlock bonuses as you gain achievements. Oh, shit. Begin the game as an expert ship captain. A vendor who sells magic and unique items will appear in Port Maj. These items will be offered at very reasonable prices. Oh, I can only use 5 out of 5, so I guess this is like post-game content? Your class grants double their normal skill bonuses? That seems ridiculously good. Okay, fuck it. We're gonna ignore these, and that puts me back at the beginning. Come on. We'll just forget about him. Trial of Iron. I am not playing Iron Man for my first playthrough. That'll be a short game. Expert, no. I think... No, I am not doing Iron Man. I know better than that. I'm aware of my own incompetence. Okay, let's just try it on this. See how it goes. What are you getting into tonight, Eddie?
Aora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of Hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a Watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon.
Should be playing Diablo,
With
new
divine
season.
assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
This is squad goals right here. And I haven't played Diablo since like season 2, maybe.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. But maybe the gods weren't finished with us. I used to dream that when my god came back, he would forgive us. That's the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
Changed, but it hasn't, so that just means that the numbers got bigger, right? We hit for 10 billion instead of 10 million.
World, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
Ooh. Okay. Spooky. I'm really excited for this. Justin could not put it down.
I've seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
A watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
Wow, a searchable stash tab in Diablo? That only took them what?
Inheriting a fortress
8 years?
broken and cursed.
More? How long's Diablo 3 been out? Shit, actually, I don't want to know. I'm gonna just feel old.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
I got a big brain, dude. I'll be
Let
fine.
the world see. Let them decide what to do.
Diablo 3 released May 15th, 2012. Yep.
Come.
What did I say, 8 years? So it's been 7. Wow, shit, actually like 7 and a week.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage.
This is the same woman that voices a whole bunch of the recordings in The Witness.
You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Alright, looks like I have control again.
The creases of the dwarf's face tighten into a smile as he gives you a courteous nod.
Hey, it's Hearthstone. Actually, it's Cultist Simulator. That's
Sit.
what that is.
Please.
Oh, alright. Okay, I don't need the
Thank
pop-up.
you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Ah, check card activated for real. Okay, so I guess this is what I get for not playing the first game, is I have to rebuild what would have been set in stone if I imported my save game. Yep, looks like it. Okay. I returned the lost Hollowborn souls to the Direwoods children, as you had pledged to Hylia. Useful pop-ups. Okay, Goddess of the Sky, Maternity, Creativity, Birdsong. That's wrong. She's a green creature card. She's a god enchantment. I was kind and merciful to the people you encountered, sympathetic to their pain, and charitable to those who needed help. Souls to the Wheel, as I had to Barath. Most other choices were judicious and balanced, tempered by rational thought and fairness rather than sympathy or emotion. Okay, let's do everything bad. I got every companion killed. I got the worst outcome for every quest. If there was a mistake you could have made while still resolving the crisis, you made it. Okay, that would be interesting, but we're not going to do that one to start with. I love that that's an option, though. Pledged to consign the souls to oblivion. Ultimately gave them to Wodica. Times. Okay, so Dark Times is you were an evil asshole, and everything bad was you were just fucking incompetent. Let's just go with fair and balanced.
Does everything appear to be in order?
Sure.
Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Bera. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met?
Negative.
You prayed for my help in reaching Theos, beyond the Court of Penitence, and pledged yourself to me. And though you could have broken your pledge when you defeated Theos at Sun and Shadow, you did not. Admirable.
She delicately places a card on the table. A bell in a tower. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothis. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Aothis stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between.
In-between refers to a shadowy world that souls briefly wander out after death on their way to the beyond. It has been described as a hazy landscape, empty but for the glow of other souls, Aedra, and Watchers. This is the place that Watchers peer into when they observe and speak to lost souls and soul fragments. Even the gods cannot reach it. Okay, so apparently we're not there if the gods can't reach it.
You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It
Hey,
should be little
welcome to the
difficulty
squad.
for an experienced watcher to find him.
That's how excited I was, Eddie. Cheers.
No, but neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a Hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
You're doing it right, Eddie. That's all you need to know. Well, I'd like to find him as much as you would. He destroyed my castle and killed who knows how many people around it. Yeah, sounds
I know.
right.
It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aethys still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
Okay, sure. It seems like a deal.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Oh! Alright, here comes the fashion part of the game, and this is where I spend the rest of the stream. Alright, male. I could be a blue dude. Found in or near oceans. Seems about right. Dwarf. Godlike's pretty sweet. 1 dexterity, 1 intellect. Wait. Damage, healing, effectiveness, and fortitude defense. As well as their ability to channel powerful magic. Oh, I can be a cat person. Or a cat gnome. An Orlath, I guess. I think we're just gonna go with human. We're gonna keep it simple. Hey, I'm sure we're gonna meet a whole bunch of interesting side characters that they'll put all their interesting, like, races and stories into them. So does this affect anything besides... No, so this is just lore. Exclusively lore. Bonus, okay. Well, considering I grew up in Africa, I guess I'm obligated to pick Savannah folk. That seems about right. Multi-class characters are not recommended for new players, so let's do single. Chanter, Cypher. Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Priest, Ranger, Rogue, Wizard. I really, really like wizards. I know it's super stereotypical, but they're always fun, especially at higher levels. They're by far the most enjoyable class, at least in Baldur's Gate they were. They're just miserable in the beginning. I guess we'll just figure that out. See, that's what I like to see when I have a choice of a whole bunch of spells. What's a Cypher like, though? See, not nearly as many. I think... Priest... Druid? Druid's got a decent number. Charm Beast is usually pretty good. At least in similar games. Okay, we're just gonna go with... Yeah, we're just gonna go with Wizard. Oh. No class benefits or penalties. I'm gonna just do no subclass and just be the typical Swiss Army knife. Alright, initial abilities 1. Ghost Blades calls a field of unearthly blades into existence, inflicting immediate slash or pierce damage and hobbling enemies in the area of effect. So it's a cone, it's 8 to 11. Is this what? Slashing and piercing damage? Okay, hobbles, which prevents people from running. Seems like it could be pretty good. Parasitic Staff. Create a glowing quarterstaff in the wizard's hands, imbued with negative energy. Each successful strike with the staff siphons health for the wizard. Interesting, but I assume that our melee ability is actually going to be pretty useless. Does freezing damage on touch. Let's see, that's 14 to 20. which is a lot more than Ghost Blades, but I guess this is single target. Spirit Shield surrounds the caster with shield, increased armor and concentration. Each point of concentration prevents a single interrupt effect from being applied to them afterwards. Okay. Oh, so if you take damage while you're casting in this, I guess it stops the spell. That makes sense. Aware Inspiration. Minor missiles. Crush or corrode damage. Penetration is 7. What is penetration? Compared to the target's armor rating to determine how much damage gets through. Under penetration reduces damage, full penetration increases damage. Yeah, agreed. The hover over tooltips is an excellent way of doing this, because I would be doing the same thing, right? That's what makes some of the older RPG games so hard to get into, is they assume you've played Dungeons and Dragons before. In fact, I'd say they assume you've played Dungeons and Dragons a lot. So it takes a long time to get used to them. Thankfully, we've gotten better at introducing stuff like this. This attack cannot miss and will reliably interrupt. Can be prevented. Okay, so interruptions stop cast, but concentration can prevent interruption. Makes sense. I think I'm just gonna take minor missiles. That seems like that's like the standard wizard spell to start with, is magic missile. So sure, we'll go with that. Highly recommended for wizard. Recommended for wizard. Starting at 10 on everything. Okay, so let's at least be strong. Action speed affects the action speed. What is this? Characters will complete cast actions earlier and have lower initiative. So that can determine how long it takes me to cast something, maybe? That's interesting. Reflex defense allows characters to dodge out of the way of physically harmful AoE attacks. Okay, perception contributes to accuracy and reflex defense again. Intellect contributes to the will defense and influences durations and area effects for all abilities. It represents the character's logic reads. Okay, so this is something you definitely have to have for a wizard. So the max we can hit is 18 to start with. So let's just do... Let's do 16 and 16. And then 2 in each of the sub ones. I think that's fine. 16, 10, 12, 12, 16, 11. Seems fine. Culture. I am uncultured swine. This affects stats, so we're just going to pick whatever affects either might or intellect. The Living Lands. The Living Lands is the mountainous region of a large northern island renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races in a variety of colonial and independent settlements. Sure, we'll go with that one. What was my job? Metaphysics deals with animancy, age of the wheel, the in-between, the beyond, and all the mysteries of the soul. This seems likely for a wizard, so we'll just pick this. Weapon proficiency. Oh, shit. I don't know what the difference is. Focus 1 attacks to interfere with the enemy's ability to attack effectively at the cost of damage. Blast. Slowing the wielder's initiative but hitting enemies around the target. Channeling excess energy through the scepter hurts the wielder with each attack but increases the damage dealt. Can I use... A modal is ability that can be turned on or off, set to different modes to reduce different effects. So, I'm wondering if I can use a shield as a wizard. I wonder if that's a thing. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna specialize in a rod and in a quarterstaff. I don't really know which is better. Okay, customization. Portraits, this is important. We'll be looking at it a lot, so it lets you pick anything regardless of your race. That's interesting. Looks like here are the humans here. I love this guy's mustache. Ooh, we can be a Viking. A Viking wizard. I'm down. Let's do it. What color is this? Okay. These are clothes. Just gonna kind of leave these on the default. Because it seems to match well. Let's try and match our portrait. We have braids. Where's our beard? Yeah, this is the real question. The mustaches always look so strange. Okay, but you are not scowling enough. How do I make you scowl? Okay, there you go. That's better. That's closer.
I'll go on ahead.
Let's go. Stand together.
To whispers and shadows.
Onward! Let's keep quiet, yes?
Bring them down.
They won't see me coming. Well,
Yeah.
they'll never know I'm here.
Oh, I'm smooth.
Right here. I got this.
Yeah! Let's go! Steady does it. Yeah? Follow me.
I changed my mind. I'm stoic. The ASMR, exactly. Pose heroically. I'm thinking of Catch-22. You will stand with a 4-inch gap from your hips, wrists turned out. Hunched. I love how extreme they went with these. Roguish, hand on the hip. Oh, sassy. This is you here, Eddie. This is your character. Ooh, I could be a drunken monk in a playthrough. Energetics like, do the heroic thing, but this time put your hands on your hips. And this is the cover of Star Wars The Force Awakens. No, not The Force Awakens. What was the video game version? I can't remember what it was called. Where you play the angsty teenage Sith Lord. It's one of the newer ones. I never played it. Alright, we're just gonna go with Stoic, because it's the only one that just doesn't look kind of ridiculous. Name. Alright, this is just a review. I think this is fine.
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you. To open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
Yeah, The Force Unleashed. That's what it was called. What did I say? The Force Awakened? And that's the movie. Which one was that? Was that 7 or 8? I'm excited for the new one. When we eventually get it, it'll be good. I like this effect of everything shifting into place when you approach it. S7, okay.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
Adair, a doe, a female deer.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
Alive? But probably should ask, who were you? Considering I didn't play the first game, or when I did, I don't remember any of it.
Me? You don't remember?
Adair points at his face, which he seems to be arranging into his most recognizable expression. Receiving no response, he shrugs.
I'm the captain of this boat. And I was real big back in Deerwood. Had this keep called Cadnua. I was famous. And I was what you'd call a watcher. I'd go around talking to dead folks and creeping out just about everyone who saw.
He holds up his hands with fingers curled to mimic claws.
You're just some farmer. Likes to follow me around. Take most of the beating for me when we get attacked. Don't worry, it'll all come back. Well, if it doesn't, I still wouldn't mind you taking the hits for me when the fighting starts. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. How you feeling?
Alive.
Alive's a big improvement.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cadnua.
Cadnua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby.
Maros Nua was the son of Odnua. An Engwithan tyrant? Not much is known of Maros, but Odnua became obsessed with restoring his son to life. He engineered a massive statue of living Aedra to house Maros' soul, but his plans were stopped by the concerted efforts of other Engwithan tyrants who saw him as a threat. Maros Nua's intended Aedra body remained buried beneath the castle Cadnua until Aethys occupied it. Okay, so that's where the statue's from.
It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul. And proximity to it has brought you back.
I know.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Misfortune's brewing topside. We... Magrans fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
Oh, here comes the combat sequence.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck.
Here it is.
Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
Alright, sounds good to me. What do we have? Grimoire. Oh, okay, so this is my, quite literally, book of spells. Sounds good. Gift, rod, mail armor, breath's black bell. Stores health, interrupts, burn per second round. Small bell of Emirian steel has no striker, yet it produces a discordant chime when swung. This boon from Bareth holds within it the power over life, death, and undeath. Friendly AoE and foe AoE. Okay, so it does both. Cool.
Alright, now make some use of it.
Okay. Quick items. Is this ranged or not? I can't tell. Rushing blows. So this has increased reach. Rods are of the largest magical implements and can be distinguished from wands and scepters by the heads on each end. Rods focus and release more soul energy than wands or scepters. This attribute makes their blows more powerful, but they recharge and fire more slowly. Range 8. Okay, so this is a ranged weapon. This is 1.8. This is not a ranged weapon. Let's go with this for the main set and this for the offset. We are equipping the Grimoire. How do I get the...
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
I wanted that tutorial to come back, but I guess that's not going to happen. Was this not inspect? Inspect is apparently not help. Is there a way to get the tutorials back? Journal, character, inventory, cancel attack formation, wait, stealth, options. I guess I can save the game. It's helpful. Journal, maybe. Tutorials. Hey, there we go. Game systems. Is there a search? There's no search. Basics. Grimoires? Grimoires. There we go. Grimoires allow wizards to cast spells they have not yet learned. To cast a spell in a grimoire, it must be equipped in the wizard's grimoire slot. A wizard can quickly switch. Okay, yep, so it just gives you access to new things. A wizard cannot cast a spell out of a grimoire if they are not a high enough level to access spell. Okay, so the spell we picked at the beginning is maybe not super important then, because we've got Arcane Assault and another level of magic missiles. Okay, so that's fine.
Get armed and suited up. We gotta get on deck. We do.
Oh, Echo.
Get armed and suited up. We gotta get on deck.
Okay, so he's not coming with me. I guess that means I'm gonna go by myself. Visage of Death's Herald. Use your Watcher powers to gaze through the target's eyes deep into their soul, temporarily frightening them. What does frightening do? Frightened lowers resolve, all power levels, and they cannot use hostile abilities. So that's a pretty sweet crowd control ability. Okay. We'll have to see what happens.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
Oh, interesting. The voice acting's not totally complete. Okay, a surly, brutish-looking captain stands stiff-backed before his crew. He scowls as he assesses you, his hair whipping about his ears in the wind.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
Captain shrugs in the sheeting rain before pinning you with a slow, murderous grin.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
Do we flip him off? I'm inclined to think we flip him off. Ader smiles like he's just seen an old friend. Dispositions. You've gained a reputation and a disposition. Dispositions represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations sometimes bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. To see the icons for the effects of dialogue decisions in disposition, enable the show personality reputation option in difficulty setting. So I probably don't want to do that. We'll just play the vanilla experience, and if I piss people off, I piss people off. That's life.
Always like that one. Sometimes I like to wiggle the finger like it's tickling.
Oh, I like your spirit.
He laughs long and loud over the din of the howling rain. Then he sobers instantly, his face a mask of rage.
But that won't spare you none. Listen up, mates.
Cracks his neck as he addresses his crew.
I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You heard, Benwith! After him!
Characters with a red selection circle are hostile. Click them. Yep, okay. So that's pretty simple, don't need that. So this is turn order. Okay, so do I have... Okay, so this is my grimoire. Oh right, level 1 for level 1 spells. Arcane Assault unleashes a bolt of magical energy from the grimoire and inflicts in the area. So I can hit both of these guys. What are the numbers above their heads? That's the real question. Is this their defenses? Is green chance to hit or chance to dodge? I guess we're gonna find out. That looks like it's chance to dodge. Am I out of action points? I cannot attack. Where do I see how many points I have remaining? Ah, I have one available action. And I have some available movement. And the bar indicates how far I can move. Okay, that makes sense. So, as a wizard, I'm gonna run. Except I feel like he gets a free attack if I'm in range. He does not. Okay, that's good to know. And I can't attack because I'm out of actions. Alright. Solid shot. Well done. Oh, so I only get my character. Oh, I only have my character for this beginning sequence. Oh, nice shot. 33. This still feels like it's going to be a scripted loss, though. So let's see. Weapon sets. This is Blast. Does this affect friendlies? I guess we'll find out. Now's the time. Does not. Okay, 22 damage. That's decent. Ah, this lets me speed up combat. Okay, we're gonna do that. Yeah. Point blank gun, 7 damage. Half the crew away, 30 damage. Okay, so he's almost dead, so let's just kill this one. Simple enough. Is there a shortcut to intern? What happens if I hit space? That pauses. E, F, no. Slow mode. Fast mode. Okay, intern, I guess. Oh yeah, my crew is all about to die. So I'm thinking this is probably a scripted loss. So walking is independent of any of my action. Yeah, that seems like a pretty solid weapon choice. AoE ranged attack for a mage. But we might be fine here, actually. That helmsman's rifle's doing work. Oh, so these are named characters. That's why they're doing so much damage. These are like the friendlies, I guess, from the last game. Important characters to the story. Right. Simple enough.
Storm's picking up. Take cover.
You've defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles toward you, gathering speed on the rain-slick deck. It misses you, but knocks Chitupek, one of your deckhands, off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chitupek pitches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front, and you realize it likely contains the salvage from Caed Nua, your keep. Oh, friends or gear? I'm gonna go with friends. We're gonna rescue him. You grab Chitupek's arm just as his grip fails. For a tense moment, he hangs suspended over the roiling sea. Then, with a mighty tug, you pull him back onto the deck. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Caed Nua is gone. Chitupek, meanwhile, nods in gratitude and hurries to his station. You're heartless, Eddie. I'll remember that if we ever go on a boat together. I'll remember that and the implication. Meanwhile, the storm has nearly driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline and Aothas striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. It's a pretty great visual. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies, and splintering debris. You struggle towards the beach just ahead, even as the surf tugs you toward the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might, until at last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse. I think I've seen this beginning before.
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
Adair runs his fingers through his hair and removes a strand of seaweed he finds lodged there. He examines it closely and then tosses it onto the sand.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there.
He points out the Defiant despite it being difficult to miss from your vantage point. Yeah, thanks, jackass. Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. This is, as I remember it, almost exactly how, or pretty close to at least how Divinity 2 starts. Yeah, almost exactly, actually. The first one's not quite like this, but the second one is disaster at sea, stranded upon an island, is how that one starts too.
So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
Adair nods towards something further up the beach.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Your steward appears to be lodged between some rocks. Despite this, her tone is warmly cheerful.
Ran aground, looks like. Statue headed inland. Guess he had business here. Or he needed directions.
I do sense a few survivors close by. The rest... You could give them guidance, but they are beyond any other help. That is, assuming this experience has not diminished your abilities as a watcher. If you can see the souls of our dead and speak to them, it would be a great comfort.
The view's better than I would have thought. We better go see if they're all right.
Should we just shout at the gods? I think we're gonna shout at the gods. There's no reply, save for the calling of gulls and the constant crash of water upon the shore.
I'd shout for Aethys, but I'm worried he'd hear me and come over.
Alright, let's get going.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lord, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
My soul passed into the beyond, and Barath gave me a choice. Find Aethys or die. That's pretty much... Squint dramatically while looking out at the ocean. I've returned as the Herald of Barath. I'm on a special mission to find Aethys and learn what his plans are. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going with this one.
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Well, I suppose we'd better get a move on.
Okay, so they join, and then you get to pick their class. That's actually really nice, because that probably means you don't get into awkward situations where, like, if you want to play a mage, but the first companion you find is a mage, and then it's awkward. So this is a nice system. I like this one. We'll just go with standard fighter because we need a tank.
Huh? Sure.
Yeah, it's a good idea for sure.
I've got it.
Healing potion, money, wand, sure.
Yeah?
Do I do the Watcher thing? How do I do the Watcher thing?
Yeah?
Oh, there's actual spirits you can talk to.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
Oh, thanks, Hank Hill.
At least my leg don't hurt anymore. Hey, I'm see-through. Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
I appreciate the see-through line, at the very least. Oh, someone's calling for help. How do I get up there, lady? The Defiant is looking far worse for wear after its unexpected landfall. The hull has splintered in several places along the keel, while the tattered sails stand as evidence of your battle with the pirates. The deck of the Defiant is well out of reach from here. The ship groans like a beached whale each time the wave rolls in, but it doesn't seem to be listing further. You may be able to climb up. I don't have a grappling hook, so let's just scale it by hand. Does this mean I have 0 points in this? Is this going to be a bad idea? Sure. Hey, nailed it. You climb nimbly up the side of the ship and reach the top without so much as breaking a sweat. Ader is not far behind, pulling himself up and over the railing beside you. Athletics. Okay, so that's what that was.
You're looking better, Casita. That, or I'm worse off than I thought.
Sheen of sweat on her brow and the wane cast to her features belies Irina's casual greeting.
It's my leg, Matico. It hurts even worse than it looks.
Okay, so we can either carry her back down, or because we have some... Oh, 0 on self, +3 on party assist. That's also a sweet feature, that it takes the party's stats into consideration rather than just your own. So you don't have to switch to a different character, talk to her as a different character. That's in some of the older games. Nice quality of life change. For sure. Okay, so we can craft a splint from some debris. So yeah, let's do that.
I wasn't planning on going for a run, Casita.
Irina watches you work with obvious relief. Once you're through, she gives the leg a tentative stretch.
It still hurts, but I can manage from here. Agrasima, have you found any of the others yet? I'll start a fire. If any of the others are out there, hopefully they'll see it and turn up.
Okay, quest complete. That was pretty easy. Tab. Tab reveals interactables. That's a standard control. Let's climb back down. Oh, there was the rope and grappling hook, so we'll grab those. Oh, let's just run normal speed. Fire kelp. So it seems like a buff. Water. So I assume we need water. That seems like an important thing. Chicken, which heals us. Dead guy had a cool hat. Leather armor. I'm not gonna strip the guy naked though. I'm better than that. Fire sponge. You found an ingredient. Ingredients can be used to enchant unique weapons, armor, shields, as well as to craft food, scrolls, potions, and other items. Okay, neat.
Not happening.
I kind of want the scroll at the edge to be a little faster. Can I change that? Scrolls? Camera? Scroll speed, yeah. Say it changes. Yeah, that's better. More dead crew members. Take some ale, some money. Small shield. Healing potion, spark crackers. If successful, distracted for 2 rounds. Okay, so I can use that to distract enemies.
Yeah, sure.
Looks like trouble.
Suey? Suey?
Yeah.
Let's back up. And... is this seriously not hotkeyed? Is there a way to assign a hotkey to this so I don't have to click and click?
Got it.
I hope there is. Okay, Graze. So Graze, I believe, did not make full... or did not get full damage through. Knockdown shoves an enemy with enormous force, knocking them down prone and causing damage. That seems worth. Why not? Pass turn. I really need to hotkey some of this.
Sure.
What do you need?
Looks like I can throw him down again.
Yeah? Hey, yeah?
Ah, come on. There we go. Ooh, slow motion death cam. Not very impressive for this fight, but I'm sure at some point I will appreciate that feature. Take some pork. Make some pork chops later.
Mind the boars, Watcher. I can't hold them back.
Alright, this is the guy whose life we saved, so he better... Oh, well, here we go. So this is discipline, the fighter power pool. So that's how many abilities I get to use. Okay, gotcha. We'll just... Nope. Well, I don't actually care if I'm right up next to him when I attack. It doesn't seem to matter. So knockdown effectively stuns for one turn.
Leave it to me.
Alright, I may have to disable the dramatic kill cam if it's after every fight.
It is good to see you well, Watcher. I believe the boars were hoping for easy meat.
Chittipek greets you with a relieved nod and checks the pistol at his hip.
The bosun, Beadle, is in that cave over there. Ran in after a boar. Stubborn old dwarf.
I'll look for Beadle.
I will make for the campfire. I must get this pistol cleaned if it's going to be of any use. Be careful in there, Captain.
Hey, I got it. Keeping an eye out.
Oh. Alright, so there's the stealth button. CK... F5 save? Quick save, yeah, okay. Solid. Following standard control schemes.
Keep it down.
There it is. So, can I only detect traps when I'm stealthed? Doesn't mention that, so maybe that's always active. That would be appreciated. I was always a little frustrated by games that forced you to stumble around very slowly just to make sure you didn't trip a trap and die. Baldur's Gate enjoyed doing that to you occasionally. Oh, well, that failed spectacularly.
Leave it to me. I'm better than that.
You say you're better than that, and then you miss. I think by definition, you're actually not better than that.
Yeah.
That's actually a decent amount of damage, so I want to back off here. Can I hit both of them? I can. Okay. Hit one, miss the second. Let's throw this one down and focus on killing it. It's almost dead already.
Hey.
Suppose this is where the turn-based becomes a little tedious because I'm assuming this would have been trivial in real time. Throw down. Repeat process.
Yeah.
So much for that stun.
Stay behind me.
How quickly do you heal out of combat? Very quickly. Okay, so that's nice. Mr. Spooky Skeleton. There's there a way to actually... Okay, so if I have this open, can I just stealth attack?
Yeah?
Yes, I can. Okay, perfect.
What do you need? I got it.
So I want to take up position here on the bridge.
Hey.
I have no movement, but that should be fine. Block, use your shield to attempt to block incoming attacks. Okay. Oh, these are modes. Through extreme physical conditioning, the user can redouble their efforts and call upon a surge of health to remain in battle longer. This ability requires athletics and recovers health based on the user's athletic skills. Okay, so these are like tank modes, so let's turn block on. Oh, that skeleton's carrying a pistol. That was somewhat unexpected. Alright, engagement. So this is what I'm used to. Right, once you're engaged in melee with something that can engage you, you can't run without getting a free attack. Right. An interrupt, such as a fighter's knockdown, can break engagement and allow a safe exit. Some abilities, such as Rogue's escape, allow a character to get away without provoking. Okay, so you can get around it, but for the most part, that's how it works.
Sure.
Alright, you are actually just going to stay right here, I think. What are the odds they run past you? Can I delay my turn? Delay turn. There it is. Oh, 19. That's a solid frickin' hit.
What do you need?
Throw down to try and not take more damage. So that was that crit? Yeah, okay, that was a crit. That's why he exploded and I got the big fancy thing. Definitely move closer here, zap you with a rod. Ooh. That was just a high roll, that wasn't even a crit. Okay. Sweet. Vessel bone, so ingredients, no reason not to pick them up. Warhammers. Medium shields.
Right.
Medium shields might be useful to the warrior. Grants second chance. It's 1 per rest. Revive with 36 health. Oh, so if he goes down, he potentially gets up again. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Medium shield, 8 minus 4 plus 1 enemies engaged. 8 minus 4 plus 1 enemies, so these are actually identical. They're just visually different. I'll grab a pistol because that seems worthwhile. Is this our friend? This looks like our friend, right? That died. Can I inspect your name or anything? Doesn't look like it. Let's keep exploring the cave.
Damned pirates! Andra, take your scabrous souls for fish food.
Bayadol. Still alive and calling everybody scabrous, I see. Well, now we got a bosun. Just need a boat.
Adair! And I see that corpse we've been carting around is looking a slight more sprightly. Good to see the two of you, but mind your step. I've got myself in a spot of trouble.
Oh, he's surrounded by traps.
Been trying to find a way past without losing a leg or getting a face full of poison.
Set off the traps prematurely? Sure. Wreak havoc upon the traps to the tune of snapping metal teeth and clattering darts. When the cacophony is ended, Beodil peers out from between his fingers and gives you a broad grin.
Clever, that. Though, it's a good thing none of them were of the exploding variety. Eld Ingram would have gotten a kick out of that, I bet.
Yeah, I was wondering. It said puff of poison and then let me do that.
It's just bats and stinking corpses in this cave. You find anyone else?
Campfire going on the beach.
Then I'll head that way myself. See you on the beach, Captain.
Okay. One more crew member.
You see that?
Ooh. Good eyes. Traps. Can be discovered while exploring. A character's ability is tied to their perception based on their mechanics. Okay, so the good news is you don't have to be in stealth mode to notice things. So I failed to disarm the trap. Can I just do it again?
That order's too tall.
Well, I've got it.
Okay, so neither one of us is going to be able to do this. Can we throw things? No, it doesn't. Not like Divinity. Can't set it off like that.
Hey, watch out.
Let's back up into a quick save here. Stealth and move in.
Whoa, whoa, look.
So what do you think the sword with two skulls mean? Does that mean this is a terrible idea? Scroll of Thrust of Tattered Veils. Health, my sincerity, lockpicks. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this means that I'm probably gonna die if I do this, but...
I'm sure.
You know... You live once. And this'll be it. This'll be the one time I live. Can I hit both of them? Does that actually mean it's gonna connect? Maybe. Nope! Ooh, I almost got caught. I don't know if I actually am gonna have time to cast this. Yeah, I should. Well, I missed both of them. So that's good. Ader can move up here and just wait. Stand behind the tank. And delay my turn. You can't delay your turn once you move. Well, shit. I guess I'll end my turn. I did daze him, whatever that means. How do I inspect? Oh, they're slow. They're certainly slow. Nope, nope, nope. I want to inspect. What's the inspect button? I don't know if I have an inspect button.
What do you need?
Alright, so they're gonna move into me next turn anyway, so I may as well engage. Try and throw down this one. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to just get destroyed here. Oh, never mind. He hits like a kitten. Yeah, I was expecting 30s or 40s. And I got the 1 and 2. I'm feeling a whole lot better about my chances now. And they're nicely stacked, so I can AoE them. Okay, this actually may work out in my favor. Oh, well, that's better. He's doing more.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, why did my wand... Oh, cooldown on the blast. Interesting. Alright, double miss. That's good for us. Let's throw down this one. There we go. There's the AoE.
What do you need?
Looks like they're pretty resilient to... Oh, I was gonna say to melee attacks. I guess throwdown just doesn't do as much damage. That makes sense. Take a damage penalty, but you stun for a turn.
May I be a candle in the night.
And you lived your life. Watch your powers deep into their soul. I don't know if I actually need to do that necessarily. Nope. Stop running. Okay. Sure, I should have hit the other one.
Got it.
Let's try and kill this one.
Hey.
There we go.
Wasn't half
Good
bad.
hit. Bestiary. Defeating creatures will progressively unlock their entries in the bestiary. As you unlock more information, you will be rewarded with more experience. Okay, so it's actually like worth doing for more
I'm
than
on it.
silly reasons. Okay,
Yeah.
and turn back to your turn. Who has more health here? This thing has much higher defenses, so I think we take the Revenants out first, he says, as he does 9 damage. Okay, why do I sometimes click this and then it goes inactive? Like, I feel like it's lit up, and then I click it, and it goes like it's inactive? I don't know if that's like a tooltip bug. Or if I'm misunderstanding what the game's trying to relay to me. See? There. Oh, deactivates blast? Oh, do you toggle it on and off? Okay, maybe that's what I'm misunderstanding. Oh, and that was swap weapon. That was not what I meant to do. Defensive strike. Okay. Never mind. We're good. I understand things now. Just don't die. Just don't die. I think you have a healing ability. Yeah, you have a healing ability. You'll be fine. Oh, and that doesn't even take an ability use. Or it doesn't take up your turn. That's really nice. Okay, so we actually want the rod. We want to toggle blast on and then just attack regularly with it. So it's a toggle, it's not an ability. Okay, we actually have to kill this thing though without... Let's actually just use this on it so we don't die here. Gaze and frightened, that seems right. Oh, apparently he attacks through frightened. I thought he can't use... Oh, maybe hostile abilities means actual ability.
Yeah?
Like it can still do regular attacks, it just can't use defensive abilities. That makes sense. Ooh, we're gonna have the 1 health survive here. He says as he misses. Oh, man. Okay, his armor saved him, though. He's got that ability that we noticed earlier. I can't believe we missed. Like, we missed. I still have my ability. Why can't I attack? It says I have an available action. Oh. Who is actually active in the turn? Ader is. So why can... Okay, it had the wrong character selected.
Yeah?
Yeah, second win
What's a
for
metal
real.
killing machine doing out here by himself in a cave anyway? Collecting his thoughts?
Bruised ribs, -20 fortitude. Okay, so I need to figure out... Shit, where were those? What was it? It was like wounds and something or another? Injuries, maybe? Injuries and rest. Triggering a trap or being knocked out during combat will apply an injury to that character. Injuries remain on the character until they use food or drink while resting, or by resting at an inn. Press the campfire button in the lower left of the screen, or press R to rest. Let's grab copper and other ingredients. So, where's that button on screen? I don't even see it, but if I hit R... Okay. Rest. Do I get attacked in caves? Is that the mechanic here? Or potentially get attacked in caves? That seemed to work. Flint and tinder. Start a fire. Seems useful.
Will do.
Well, that's gonna be... That R looks about as good as it smells at this point.
A ring of minor protection. +5 fortitude, +5 reflex, +5 will. Okay, that seems worth. Scroll of fan of flames. Let's put that on the mage. Let's equip our ring. Grants Gorn's pledge. What is Gorn's pledge? Shares a generous portion of the caster's divine strength, restoring a significant amount of health to all allies in the area of effect. Okay, but this seems broken. I think this was a DLC thing you could unlock. Probably not something I want to equip for the base game. We will put the Ring of Protection on our tank, though. Higher defenses so we don't get clobbered by killing machines so easily. Let's do a quick save.
On it.
Grab these. Spooky skeletons? Yeah, spooky skeletons.
Yeah.
Slowing the wielder's initiative. Oh, so this just means you... Okay, so this just makes you take your turn later in the order, so it doesn't actually have any detrimental effects on your attacks. So as long as you're not trying to act early to get a spell off, it seems like it's fine to leave that on, so that'll probably be constantly on, at least in the early game. Let's speed this combat up some more.
Yeah?
I think we're just going to charge in here. Good hit. This is a Revenant. That's fine. We killed 2 of them and a Golem just a little bit ago. They weren't that bad.
Take them down.
Another good hit. Looks like this is the last enemy in this engagement as well. This thing has a ton of health. I say, you're not going to try and walk away from me, are you? Oh, you are. Wow, 40 damage off of disengage. Do you just get extra... You get 100% extra damage for a disengaged attack. Yeah, so you really don't ever want to walk away from anything. You also get an additional 20% accuracy. Or 20. It's weird that that's not presented... So maybe accuracy's not a percentage? Because with 38, yeah, there's no way that's a percentage. So accuracy must just be, like, against defense or something, or reflex?
I'm on it.
But okay, so disengage attacks are very powerful.
Yeah?
She was determined to just walk away from us. It was interesting. Grab some bones. We don't need the pistol. Well, actually, how much are these worth? Does it tell you what these sell for? 7? I have no idea if 7's a lot. I'm probably going to say no. And we'll just leave them here and value our inventory space over that. Waterlogged note. Still no sign of Benwith. How much longer are we going to wait? The wet's already ruined half our take. And get your stinking construct under control. It's been hanging out by that crystal. I swear it's been giving me the eye. Alright, so we took care of that thing too.
Alright, but I'm keeping what's in there.
Party's mechanics. 0. So we have absolutely no one that can open this. Do lockpicks allow you to get around that? Some lockpicks may be sacrificed in the process of opening it. So can I force it?
Let's take a look.
By stealth?
As long as I don't get caught.
No.
Huh?
Pack? No, that's not it either. Can't equip these. Okay, so I guess if you just have 0 mechanics,
on it.
You can't even give it the old college try. Which makes a decent amount of sense. Okay, grab Cave Carl. Is there a map button? There is a map button. Up left. All forms dart swiftly beneath the Carl below. Between the Carl below, actually.
Enemies ahead. Huh?
Alright, bats.
Got it.
Oh,
yeah.
Whiffed our first attack. Raised our second. Ooh, they're ranged. And they're pissed off at my mage.
What do you need?
Alright, I need you to do a whirlwind, is what I need you to do. Okay, good. At least he's taking the heat this time. We can drop another area of effect. We can daze everyone.
Yeah.
Counters. A counter is any ability or effect that removes or prevents another category of effects when applied. There are 2 types of counters, inspirations and keywords. Inspirations are grouped by attribute, dexterity, perception, etc., and automatically counter and remove or prevent the application of the corresponding group of afflictions for that attribute. Afflictions may also be used in the same way to remove inspirations. Keywords are descriptors like water, fire, frost. The relationship between keywords is 2-way. So fire counters water and water counters fire. Oh, okay, it goes Okay. It's not Pokemon. That's going to be the thing to remember here. This is not Squirtle versus Pikachu. A character under the effect of a flame shield with the fire keyword. An enemy hits them with an overwhelming wave that has the water keyword. The full effects of overwhelming wave are negated, and the flame shield is removed. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna screw that up more than once. So what does Dazed actually do? Cannot engage enemies. Oh, so that lets you get out of melee with them. What's going on, Seabalth? How are you doing tonight? When they added turn-based mode, I was ecstatic. Yeah, it's actually kind of why I came back to it. I have not played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons in my life, so I often struggle to understand all of the rules. And when I heard the turn-based was coming out of beta, I decided to give it a go. You've beaten it though already, I'm assuming, from what you said. Yeah, I don't know. I like 2 a lot so far. I played a little bit of 1 but didn't finish it, but people said that 2 was maybe more my style. Further than I am, but haven't finished it. Gotcha. Alright, so let's see. No, I did it again. I turned the damn ability off. It's okay, we'll just cast this turn.
What do you need? Here we go.
I need you to kill this bat. I need you to do the exact opposite of what you just did. Now, Dazed... So Dazed reduces might, so it's actually... And penetration. So that's why their damage has dropped off significantly, is that Dazed is actually just a very good defensive ability.
What do you need?
Wish you could have carried over your save data. I think you can, or at least you can import history. Oh, the history thing is very in-depth. How so? I'm interested. Or curious, rather. I don't know that I'm interested enough. I would not go back and replay 1 at this point, just for this, but...
What do you need?
Constant recovery. What is constant recovery? I have that for 2 rounds, apparently. What is granting me that? That's the question. Okay, I have no idea how I wound up with that ability, but... Sure. You made your own remembering the decisions you did in PoE 1. It also went into the DLCs and background stuff for the companions. I greatly appreciated that one of the options was... Not only was one of the options you were a total dick and were just a bad guy the entire time, but one of the histories you could build from was you were totally incompetent and fucked everything up. And that sounded pretty entertaining to play through, but also sounded like it was not the first experience.
What do you need?
Introduction you're looking for, or I was looking for, but maybe one day.
Yeah.
Okay, you lost your saves when you upgraded your PC, but that's worth it. Upgraded PC always feels good. I did mine earlier this year. I actually was just talking to Eddie, who was in here earlier, that I forgot. I changed my GPU several months ago and forgot to make sure that my monitor was at 144 Hertz. So I've been at a 60 Hertz monitor where I could have been at 140 for
What do you need?
several months at the least. So I fixed that last night by chance.
What do you need?
Okay, ingredients. So these don't seem to take up space anywhere, so I think we just grab all ingredients all the time.
Yeah? Uh-huh.
It seems to just be the...
Too tall.
Keeping quiet.
Wise. Ooh, we can go in there. Obsidian is still working on their tabletop RPG version. That'd be fun. The waters here glow an eerie blue, and the cave glistens with reflected light. You can just make out an opening in the cavern wall to the northwest, where the water flows onward. The tunnel seems to extend a short distance before turning sharply, but you cannot see where it leads. Who has the better... Is there a way to see... Oh, yeah, okay. So this depends on athletics, which is totally gonna be Ader. So, yep, Ader, you're on your way. Ader sets out a good pace, cutting through the water with confident strokes. Nearly to the far side of the tunnel, Ader finds a space to come up for air. With a place to rest along the way, the swim should be more manageable. Air pockets provide a much-needed reprieve as you make your way through the cramped waterway. You make short work of the journey. You come up into what appears to be another smaller cavern where moonlight streams in from an opening in the stone. Give people an idea of what to expect. Yeah, good for them.
I got it.
So did this... Oh, was this literally just a shortcut back out of the cave? Just put me back on the beach. Oh, no, there's stuff out here.
Told him not to bring that thing in there. Didn't like the look of it one bit. But no one daren't speak poor of his precious animancy tech.
The ghostly figure paces the length of the small outcropping with quick, deliberate steps, muttering to herself all the while. Her long cape flaps with the wind that blows from the in-between.
Special gift from his contact, he says. Now it's acting all weird. Gives me the damn creeps. You feel it too, right? Like it's looking straight through you?
She turns piercing purple eyes on you. She shakes her head and resumes her pacing.
Came out here to get away. Couldn't stand it staring at me anymore. Then... Oh, my memory's fuzzy. Anyway, you want a Benwith's? Haven't seen you for, but he's been bringing all sort of new folks on lately. Can't hardly keep track.
So let's use our perception roll here. Looks like the rocks here did a number on your boat.
I think I remember something about a boat. Yeah, and some screaming. Look, maybe we should stick together. Feels right, you know? What with you being the only other thing around and all. I can give you a hand with, spirity stuff.
No kidding? I've always wanted a ghost friend. I guess we'll just tell her to stay with us and we'll find a way to return her to the wheel.
I tell you, mate, I'd take anything over this endless grey. Even Remagon's frosty arse crack.
Oh, that's an image. The spirit tries to give you a friendly pat on the shoulder, but her hand passes right through you. Unperturbed, she grins and walks along behind you.
Seeing ghosts, huh? I suppose you're stuck with that.
Okay, so she's actually just gonna stay with us. Looks like we got cash, a stun bomb, 2 stun bombs, and a... Now we'll just head back. I guess we're swimming again. Alright, yeah, it doesn't make you do the whole dialogue again. That'd be tedious.
I don't think I can pull that off.
Oh, we got separated. What? Alright, so it marks things of interest on your map. I think we're done here, though. We can actually just make our way out. What class are you playing, Boa? What's your, PC's class? Multi-class, single? So that's the second crew member returned, maybe the third? We'll drop another quick save, talk to this one.
Hey, fancy seeing you here.
The spirit's voice warps and shifts, muted, as if by a great distance. Even so, he grins brightly at you.
I can't see much of anything, really, apart from you. Just endless grave. What happened?
Ship ran aground in the storm. You died.
Storm? That's strange. You'd think a man would recall a storm. It's like someone cut away a part of my memory. There's just this big black hole. It's weird. I thought death would be different. Big light and so on. But I don't see anything at all. Just you.
Breath charged me with guiding souls to the afterlife, so I suppose you're my responsibility now.
Oh. Suppose that sounds nice enough. I'll follow you then, shall I?
Come along then. The spirit falls into step behind you, radiating cheer. Well, the dead are a pretty friendly lot. So far, no major complaints.
Spy! Magran, here! My flame burns yet! Is that ye?
Eldingram appears to be in sound condition, though his wax jacket is soaked through. He appraises you with a bleary-eyed amusement.
You woke just in time for the fun. Fighting off motherless raiders one moment, flung into the freezing depths of Ondra's bosom the next.
Ingram's eye twitches as he flashes a smile, notable for its extraordinary absence of teeth.
Aye. Magran learns us poor bastards that a little excitement's good for the heart.
Right, so unfortunately we're not a priest of Magran, so we can't do that one. The last Magranite to travel with me almost went mad because of his goddess's trials. Even the gods can't break me, Ingram. I've had enough trials for today. Yeah, I think that's how I feel. That's how I would feel being tossed off of a ship.
Can we go back on the ship now?
Vela rocks back and forth on the heels of her feet, watching you both. You're still drunk, aren't you? Shouldn't you be helping?
Oh, but I am, Captain. I pray for the dint to test ourselves anew against the pirates. We'll nae let them slip away a second time.
Vela, don't let Ingram be a bad influence while I'm gone.
That's unkind. You're the one decided to pluck this wean from the wilds of Aer Glanfith. Blame that stone steward of yours for bringing the furry maid along.
So apparently we picked her up in some territory, Aer Glanfith. Territory comprised of the far southeast of the Bale River, populated indigenously by a group of loosely affiliated tribes collectively known as the Glanfathians, and governed by a council of its 6 most powerful tribes. Okay, so we picked her up from there.
Ingram, you promised me ale.
Later, sweetie. Uncle Ingram's thirsty too.
He absent-mindedly taps in his chest near his heart, sounding the thunk of something metal beneath the priest's jacket. Ah, he's carrying a flask around. Good to know. Oh, was that it? Search for members of the crew, is it over? Quest completed. Yep, helping hands. So actively, we have to hunt a god. This is probably the main quest line, as far as I can see. Makes sense. Stranded is seek out a means of repairing your ship. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, addendum added. I found a trail leading up from the beach. There must be some kind of settlement nearby. Alright, so this is where we're going to get ship repairs, is what it sounds like. To the Deadfire Archipelago. Okay, so there's a world map mechanic to this as well. Clicking on a world map will have your party navigate to the selected location. To toggle on and off the character automatically following the party, click the follow camera option on the bottom right. Good thing I'm not a streamer because I can't speak clearly. Alright, that was stuff. We gathered stuff successfully. In the distance, you see a simple wagon. The angle at which it rests on the road, one side jutting over to the other, suggests that it has been damaged or disabled. Even from your vantage, you can make out kith milling around it. The word kith is used to describe the dominant civilized races of Eora, including humans, Amana, dwarves, elves, Orlans, and godlike. Okay, so just general humanoids. Let's just approach openly. Because I don't think either of us are a rogue. We're not rogues, so let's just stride in. As you near the cart, you make out a group of Ritzeran pilgrims in rough spun linens and cottons. A single draft horse stamps at the ground impatiently as two of the pilgrims argue over the front right wheel, which seems hopelessly stuck in the mud. Unfortunately, neither of us are mechanics, so they might just be screwed. One of the pilgrims notices you. Her step back draws the attention of the others, and a man in well-worn gambeson steps forward. The weight of the deep concern hangs in his face. Did the dreams bring you here as well? The other pilgrims look at you with a mix of apprehension and hope. Dreams? We are farmers, come from Red Ceres to work on the colony fields here. We're believers, all to the one in the light of Aothas. The other pilgrims nod fervently in agreement. A woman with a smiling baby lifts the infant's hand to wave. We've been having dreams. 3 stars sailing through the sky, piercing the black of a storm cloud. Figured it must be him, Aothas, calling to us. So we came here, to the place we saw in our dreams. The pilgrims look around, matching their sleeping memory to the present. We saw the giant pass, with 3 stars on his brow, but... He sighs and gestures to the wagon stuck in the mud. Sad to say, we could not follow him. Wheels stuck as stuck gets. None of us are strong enough to lift up the corner to get something under it. More than one of us tries and we just get in each other's way. The other pilgrims nod and stretch, suddenly remembering their aching bodies. I don't want to be threatening them. Let's inspect the wagon. Let's take a look. A brief inspection reveals that the wagon is undamaged, but the wheel is stuck fast in the mud. We have some good wood, the old man says as he gestures to the back of the wagon. Well, that's good that it's still going at his age. Excellent. If we can get the wheel up, we can slide that neath it. Inside the wagon, you see several planks of wood. A small box of valuables sits to the side. One of the younger Dawnstars looks at you, eyes wide. Reckon you can lift it? This we should be able to do. We both have high might, and he's a fighter. Except to steal the strong box. Nope, let's lift the corner of the wagon. Either or, we are both mighty men. Ader squares themselves to the wagon's corner, squats deep, and rests the wheel up from the mud with a grunt. The young Dawnstar stands in shock for a moment, reacting just in time to thrust a thick board beneath the wheel. It takes the better part of an hour to lay down a safe path for the wagon to roll free of the mud. The laboring Dawnstars glisten with sweat but laugh happily as they sing songs of praise for Aothas. I don't know if you should be praising that guy. 2 hours passed. Smiling, their leader presses a small pouch of coins into your hand. We appreciate the help. Without you, who knows how long we would have been stranded out here. They begin to prepare their wagons as you take your leave. Silver Fenning. Each worth 6 copper pieces? I guess that's what CP is, copper pieces. Makes sense to me. The item was put in your stash. Okay, gain some cash. The old man calls out to you as you go. Take care of yourself and your soul, traveler. Whether you came for Aothas or not, we know in our hearts that he has come for us. And it's dark now. I assume this is where I'm going.
Better see what that crowd's about.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
Giant comes this way.
Please, everyone stay calm.
What's going on, Justin? I knew you'd be excited about this one. I was excited to play this one because of how you were excited about this one. The man at the center of attention appears to be fielding inquiries from both the gaggle of townsfolk gathered around the platform and a rather severe-looking almoner woman standing just beside him.
Please, everyone remain calm. I assure you I will do everything in my power to get you the answers you need. Our friends among the Huana
have offered you hospitality and safety from the storms.
The Amana woman folds her arms.
Yes. I think we are all keenly aware of the debt of gratitude we owe to the...
I have personally seen to the safety of your homes. Now you will do the same for our families.
What about our families?
What about the ships? How are we supposed to feed ourselves? If everyone would...
As Clario's gaze sweeps across the crowd, it falls upon you where it remains. A few more heads turn to see what has caught the governor's attention.
It's one of the pirates.
At this alarmed cry, the whole crowd turns to regard you. A startled, expectant hush falls upon the gathered throng. Look around. Where?
Everyone stay calm. I think it's clear our guest is nothing of the sort. 2 of my guards reported a ship flying deer wooden colors, fallen prey to a private vessel. That would be your ship, I assume.
Justin, have you finished this yet? I've seen you put in serious hours to it, and I assume it's you and not your wife. The crowd quiets somewhat at that, though you still find yourself the target of a few glares.
That would make him lucky. Your own vessels do not usually fare so well.
The woman regards you with bland curiosity.
Quite.
I just need some repairs and I'll be on my way. You haven't finished yet. Man, you've put, what, at least 50 hours into it, I want to say? Are you doing the DLC or are you still on the main quest line?
Blanca, everyone, forgive me. I believe this matter requires my attention. You have my word that I will keep you apprised of any changes. Especially you, Mr. Ikawa.
Do not flatter me with Valian titles. You are distracted with your newcomer and wish me gone. But I will not go far, Governor Clario.
Geralde, as for you, stranger, let us speak at my estate. We'll discuss your predicament.
Well, good. I look forward to a game full of content. If you've been playing it for this long, it's got to at least be pretty good. I don't know if it's going to beat Divinity 2. Hard to beat that one, but... Alright, let's speak with the governor. Oh, we've leveled up. Okay. Click on the plus icon on their portrait, so we've both leveled. Right. Passive skills and active skills. So I think this just affects conversations and those sort of cinematic interactions. Let's get more athletics. Oh, you do one of each. You can't put 2 in 1. And let's get better at being streetwise. Active abilities. Oh, so this is constant recovery. Fighter will continually regenerate health at a modest rate. Alright, so that's where that procced earlier. That's just a passive that warriors seem to have. Gain scaling effectiveness in unarmed combat. That's not what we're interested in. Defense bonus against... Nope. We want to just do battle. Gaining an aware, inspiration. Its action type is free. Its action type is standard. Fighter stances. Can I pick this? No. Have I only unlocked down to level 1? You're not ready to say it's as good as Divinity. Am I doing turn-based? I am doing turn-based. Because I find that I enjoy the turn-based things more. Some of the earlier combat's a little bit drawn out, but they allow you to speed up the runtime, so it's not as bad. Like some of Ader's abilities from the first game, I wish they'd kept those. Well, one in particular. I played the first game, not for very long though, it didn't grab me. But I've heard that the second one is very good. From Juicebox Runner here, in particular. He has not stopped playing it. So I guess I'm getting Discipline Barrage, because I don't know that there's anything else here that I can actually even select. So sure, we'll do that. This is just the summary, which we're fine with. Okay, done. Ooh, Empower. Okay, we've just unlocked Empower. You can now empower your abilities or yourself. Once per fight, you can use Empower on an active ability to make it much stronger. Alternatively, you can use Empower on yourself to replenish a portion of your ability resources. To empower an ability, click on the swirly thing, and then select the ability you want to empower. To restore resources, click the swirly thing, and then click your character. You can only use empower once per fight in a limited number of time between rests. Resting at an inn or using food or drink while resting at other locations will restore all of a character's empower points. Okay, so is this one empower per fight per character? Is that what that actually means here? Ader had an ability in the first game where he could do an attack in an arc to hit a group of foes in front. If the attack hit, they were knocked back and prone, in addition to the damage. You got that ability fairly early in it too, pretty much. Yeah, okay, so it's once... That's not quite clear through this tooltip, but that's what I was... It suggests that, but wasn't exactly clear. It's once per character per fight. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. AoE stun and damage deal in a cone for a warrior. Sounds nuts, actually, especially if you get it early. That sort of power has traditionally in these kind of games been sort of more late game. Baldur's Gate 2, Justin, is the other one that I want to play. That's on my stream list, but after this, I think. I finished 1. I figure I have to do 2 now. The empower ability is really more powerful than it lets on. I thought it looked pretty good just judging off of magic missiles, because it added a bunch of extra charges to magic missile, which is a pretty big deal. So yeah, that looks good. I'm excited to give that a go. Okay, I actually want one skill in mechanics, because I want at least someone to be able to tinker with locks. Though, maybe before I try and diversify, I should see what other party members I pick up, right? Because there's a good chance we end up with a rogue. Okay, so maybe I won't touch that one yet. Yeah, let's actually hold off. Let's just do explosives and metaphysics. It saved you in a couple of boss battles that I otherwise would never have won. Oh, well, I'm excited that it's that good, so it'll reward players for knowing when to use it. Alright, now we get the exciting part of being able to pick the next spell we want. Justin, what did you play? What was your first class? Or what was your main class? Oh, you multi-classed. Well, look at you. A monk rogue. That's so interesting. The rogue class is not dependent on, like, how to say this. The crit chance is what I'm assuming the rogue gets is not dependent on daggers? Or are monks not dependent on unarmed abilities? A Kith Paladin, the kind wayfarer. I think I played a paladin in the first one. Actually, I'm pretty damn sure I played a paladin in the first game. For the first 10 hours or whatever I put into it. I don't even think it was that many. We already have this. I'm gonna get the Thrust of Tattered Veils. The fact that it can't miss and will reliably interrupt seems like a pretty good choice to me. Alright, let's go chat with the governor. Let's see. Governor's estate up the stairs. Gotcha.
What marvelous carvings!
Oh, yes. This one is many centuries old. Blessed by Ngati herself.
Magnificent!
Oh, can I just talk to him right here? Or do we let him get where he's going? I love the way the door just opens for him. It's like, oh, the governor's home. Gotta swing open.
Ah, yes, there you are. As governor and under the auspices of the Valiant Trading Company, please allow me to officially welcome you to Port March.
Spreads his hands in a subdued flourish.
Apologies for that little drama outside. These are confusing times, and people often react poorly to uncertainty. Between the storm, the pirates, and the, well, certain strange events, we are all a little on edge.
He spreads his hands in an apologetic gesture. Yeah, I'd think a giant statue waltzing through the scenery is a pretty strange event. I'm gonna ask anyway, strange events, but I know what the response is gonna be.
A few, well, quite a few people here in Port Marge claim to have seen a giant of some kind during the storm.
Clario winces. So he doesn't believe them, or he's terrified?
I would call it a flight of fancy, but unless something has tainted every well in the region, I do not think it can be ignored. But then, the Deadfire is a land full of such things. You must have heard the stories.
That wasn't just a giant, that was Aethys. The governor mouths a voiceless ah of understanding and studies you for a moment. I love that they live in this world. They're like, giant. Yeah, total bullshit. Oh, God inside of giant. Yeah, okay, cool. Sure.
You'll find good company among the Dawn Stars here in town. They have all manner of theories concerning the behemoth.
He rifles casually through a few papers.
Now, to the matter of your ship. You're stranded, are you? It was a rough landing by all reports. Unfortunately, our own ships are in no condition to sail. We've had dealings with the pirates ourselves. They've taken their share of supply ships. The storm saw to those berthed in the harbor. All that said, I believe I may have a solution, provided you're willing to help me in turn.
OU1 probably isn't going to work. I get it, things are falling apart and you need me to save you. That's a little sassier than I want to be. I don't want to overwhelmingly jump at the chance, though. I guess we'll ask him what I could do for you. I just got here.
Indeed. Which means I can spare you, whereas I cannot spare the guards. I have the guards on the lookout for pirate vessels looking to take advantage of whatever damage the storm caused. We've cannons enough to see them off, but I need every man ready to use them. There is a site of some considerable value elsewhere on the island. A value to the trading company, you understand. In point of fact, it's the very reason any of us are here.
Well, I'll be damned. They've discovered oil.
You're familiar with the Luminous Adra trade?
I know that the Luminous Adra is supposed to house a more concentrated essence.
It's also quite valuable. When refined, it sells for considerable sums. The trading company has invested a lot of time and money into locating sites suitable for mining and processing.
Alright, get to the point, Clario.
We sought to improve the refinement process. To that end, we hired some of the brightest minds in the field of animancy and brought them out here to lend their expertise. And then one evening, a storm rolls in out of nowhere, and my scouts begin to report that a giant has marched its way across the island towards my dig site. What am I to make of that? We haven't heard from Mestre Odorisi since, nor any of his assistants, or the workers. I must know what has happened. If Odorisi, if his work is lost, then everything that we have worked for is at risk. Which is where you come in. You need a ship, I need information. See to this for me, and I'll set half the town to work. We'll patch up your ship, and you'll be free to go on your way.
Alright, so this is gonna be the deal. You have any idea what might have happened?
The Huana storm speakers should have kept the worst of the weather at bay. I can't imagine what else might have happened. There are wild beasts on the island, but they wouldn't have attacked an active dig site.
Alright, I can do that.
Gelade, then we are agreed. I will assign men to keep watch over your ship. You will find the dig site on the eastern side of the island. I'll mark it on your map here. One more thing. If you should recover Odoris's notes, know that they would be of great value to me.
Right, so it looks like that's our next mission.
Not happening.
Let's do a save. That said, ladies and gentlemen, my wife is home and she has brought dinner and I am hungry and have not eaten. That means I'm probably going to wrap up the stream here, at least for now. What time is it? It's still kind of early. I'll probably spend some time with her and she'll go to bed fairly soon. And then I will probably stream later tonight. If not later tonight, then definitely tomorrow. I hope you'll join me then. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Cheers.